Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video I will be teaching you how to play Hungarian Rhapsody No. 2 by Franz Liszt, and this is the first part. The first thing that you should know is the C sharp minor scale, and it's like this. We have there a C sharp minor chord, and what he does for the first measure is raise that E to an F and making it a C sharp major chord. Then he does the inversions of the chord and he gets this. So we have this inversion, and what we'll do is play the C on the top and play those two notes. So that way we have already the melody and the background for the piece. Then what he does is double up this G sharp and C and put it on the bass. So we have this two. So we have melody and the chord. Then he's gonna do this pattern, C, B. Notice that he uses a B in here, and that is because C sharp minor is related to E major, and E major is like this. Notice that he has a B there. That's why he can use it there. So we have C sharp B, C sharp B, and he's gonna use a chord like this, which is a G sharp minor 7 flat 5. This chord. To go back. So when he does this, he's gonna add the G on the bass, the F here, and the D. So he's flipping this chord all the way down here. So this is the chord that we came up with. Do the melody, and we play that. And again, we have an E from the E major scale and a D from the dominant. The dominant scale is this. It has a D in it. And it goes back to the main chord that we started with, which is the C sharp major. Let's play up to that point, and notice the character of it is fairly free. You could change the value of the notes a little bit, but pretty much I like to do it straight, and when there is a line that I could sing more, I like to slow it down on the first note and maybe run a little bit towards the end. So I'll show you how. And we have the chord. We go back, same chord, repetition now. Now it's going to change, it's going to use an A. So you get to the fourth finger and we have the same chord, but now it's the inversion. So it's the root position here, this chord. We repeat the G sharp and we go to the minor now. From here we're going to lower it and we're going to double up the E and the G. Here we have the minor chord, C sharp minor for the first time. Repeat the melody. We go to a suspension here. Notice that we have C. We create tension with the D sharp. We could call it that. Add 2 over G. And then we resolve to a G sharp 7. There you have it. Just one time, and then we have the scale. Then we get to C sharp minor. Notice the scale here. I gave you the harmonic minor, but also there is another one. The melodic minor and the natural minor. In this case he's using the natural minor by doing that B. here. It's important that when you do the melody like this, I did it with third finger, but then I do finger substitution in order to hold that and play the background. Notice here I pick the strongest finger, third and first, and then I do substitute the fingers. Again, fourth finger to the end, substitution, fourth finger, so I could reach to play the chord and hold the note. Fourth finger, chord, same, melody, crescendo, we get to the A, long note. Okay, he put marcato there, so you should emphasize this. Okay? Here he did a crescendo towards the C sharp. Same here. Minor. Slowing down now. Retardando. Get to A. And now, yes, we're gonna start using the C sharp minor chord from the scale. So it's important that we start with the melody. The melody is gonna be like this. Okay, that's the melody. Now when you start, you have two quick notes, and it's important that you take those two notes and the articulation should be from the knuckle. Notice I do this and I don't move the whole finger. I just move the knuckle here and keep my finger straight. For repetitive notes, it's very important that you do that when you're practicing. Okay, we get to C sharp, we increase the volume. And I like to speed up a little bit, start slow as I get to the end and release. Ornament with the C and that's. To harmonize this, he's gonna use the inversion of the C sharp minor chord and he's gonna flip it to the place that he's playing. So he's playing here. There you have it. Then here it's gonna use an F sharp minor 7 that he took from the fourth chord. Like if you have this, that's the chord from the scale. Back to the minor chord. It's pretty much straightforward. So let's do it one last time very quickly. C sharp minor inversion, melody, F sharp minor 7, back to the one chord, and resolves here. The left hand is simple because we start on C sharp and it has a G sharp and C. 2 times that, 3 times that, then he's gonna substitute by an A. Same again. So if we started putting it together, we have the accompaniment there on the left hand, kind of loud and heavy, and we go. So the C matches, and it has a short note. Matches. The arpeggio matches the C sharp on the left hand. Matches here, and we have to do the arpeggio at the same time, and we resolve. Okay, so this it's important that you lift the fingers and almost no pedal here, so that's clear. Okay, so here's using the one chord from the scale and also the fourth chord from the scale, which is the F sharp minor 7. So 1, 4, 1. And what he did is use it here. Close together. very good voicing. Now we're going to change the scale. Now we're going to think a little bit on the E major, the relative, the major scale from C sharp minor. We have this now. So we have the E major chord here, and if you go to the fifth tone, you will have the B7. So those two chords you have to know to understand better this part. So having the E here, now he's gonna do a D sharp to an E. And it's gonna take the melody on that scale. Notice the scale. There's no one note there that's not from the scale. Now after we have the melody, we do the same process. We add the version of the chord. E major was like this, so we're gonna add that one. Inversion of the chord. When we get to G, we add A and B, which is from the B7. Again, E major. We have an augmented chord there. We have these two notes, C, E, and G sharp. Okay? So maybe what we do is try to play it by itself. Chord. And then we're going to change there, but it's still C sharp minor. So left hand for this. So we have this 2, which is part of the E major, to B7. Have this interval. You could split if you can reach, or play at the same time. So we have there an E major to a B7 the whole time, 1-5-1 progression. So when we do it together, we have the D sharp to an E together. This is together by itself, together now. Together, and we get to E. And we get there. Now let's try to play this section and we go to the next one. Okay, let's continue. As you can see, when we do the arpeggio here, we have to be in the keyboard, we have to rotate towards the top, and that movement here allows us to get here. Depending on the room, you might want to add the octave there, but it's the same. So we have arpeggio. Notice that now we have a melody reinforced, so we have an octave and also the chord inside. We'll have this interval, F sharp minor, and we do the melody in octaves. The trick to play it easily is to start slowly and speed up. Again in octaves, so you do C sharp D and the chord and back. Then we have E major and the version. Then we're gonna go to scale. Chords for the left hand is the C sharp, the G, and the C sharp and E. Go to F, F sharp minor, low note, C sharp, and that's it. Let's put it together now. Remember to jump there to do this. Chord. Together. Now, E over D. So now I'm going to explain how to do the scale right. So you have 4 groups. So you have this movement here from the thumb to the 4th finger. You have 3 notes now. You have the same 4 notes and the same notes from before until the 4th finger. So you're gonna do this. That's the first thing. Visualize that. Then you're gonna do it slowly. But to get the speed, you will have to do that. And then doing a turn each time you get to the finger that you cross over. So that means after the 4th finger, you cross back each time. So you turn, you get to the 4th turn, 3rd turn, 4th turn, and you get here. Then you practice with rhythms. The opposite, slow and fast, fast, slow. Maybe then you do it by groups. This group. And you could practice with accents. Opposite. And then you lighten up the fingers and then let them play by itself. And very light. So you're gonna do this. You're gonna lighten up until there. Then you have the same scale but going descending this way. So you have to do the crossing different. But you could think on the groups also. Then this group. So there's 2 groups. Same thing. Till you get here. So you have this. Then you have these 2. You have this. It's important you divide it. And then you just do it the same way. We do it with rhythms. Or the opposite. Accent. Repetitive notes. Remember they're always from the knuckle. Stay on the same place. To put it together, first note, repetitive notes, and we go back to G sharp minor. All together. Part 2. The first thing that you should know is the E major scale, and it's like this. Based on those notes, he's gonna come up with this melody. Now, if you break that down, you could see that the E major scale is like this.